Let's welcome our host Sir Alberto Abira aka TATA BERT.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Here we are again. We have to thank specially today. I survived for the first 2 weeks with your unrelenting patience that afforded me to be doing the same talking again and again with your attendance and perspiration to perceive and to be surviving like me in this situation and this COVID pandemic situation worldwide. So thank God that we survived this thing. As I have said, that today is a very special one because today, December 4, is the town fiesta celebration of Santa Barbara, where I dropped my first blood. So I have to be with them in spirit and vocally and in a word to express my sharing, my enjoyment, and thanking our patrons in Santa Barbara for the blessed and everything that the town is the first-class town that we is a very fast growing community, and soon it will be declared as the next city from Iloilo. So Santa Barbara is booming to be the next city to be declared by the Republic of the Philippines through the economic progress, because we have all these booming shopping centers left and right, ATM in every corner of the road, and of course, the one that give real progress is with the establishment of international airport, because if you are going to Singapore or Australia, you don't have to be coming from Manila. From Iloilo alone, you could go direct to Australia and Singapore and other Western world next to the Malaysian countries. So that's what we have to be thankful. And I have to share these blessings to tell my grandsons and nephews in Santa Barbara, God bless you. You are fortunate people to be there reaping the harmony and the spirit of abundance of this progressive country of Santa Barbara as a city soon. So likewise, I have to greet also my other more grandsons and children, and of course the Barcades and Pangarap Village in Caloocan. Have a Merry Christmas and everybody who is calling me now and then, and God bless you too, because you don't have to have everything to be merry. So the more fact that you're alive and strong is the only reason that you'll be celebrating, thanking God that your temple of your soul is healthy and COVID free. So let's keep it that way because, as everybody is saying there, alcohol is a counter against COVID. So no wonder everybody that is healthy. So keep it that way, but moderately keep it healthy to yourself that drinking is for moderation. Never abuse yourself. You cannot tell that you are always strong and happy, and you could abuse yourself by drinking too much. No, because alcohol, as you should say, that when you are happy, you drink. When you are sad, you drink. But that is how it is. But everything has to go in moderation. Know yourself, know the capacity of your own body. So much so for that, but keep it happy. Celebrate every day if you can, but with moderation, as I said. So that's the only way to keep everybody healthy and live longer. Don't forget that your components of your body requires also vegetarians and fruits. So not only alcohol. So not only just getting the merry on all the fatable food that you could avail yourself, but remember, know your own body. So let's do it that way. Bear in mind, thanking God all the time, every time you wake up. So, but now I have a special message for our local here, especially I think once and for all these things in our community, like farmers, last election and every election has to be clarified. Accordingly, there's already the court ruling. Actually, it's the same news immediately after the election, but now it's being formalized by the lawyer, by the judge, through the Comelec chairperson. So maybe details will be discussed because by each party and especially the truth that the judge found everything. So the judgment will be heard. Actually, it's already final. It's already decided, but I cannot discuss it because I'm not part of it. But as a newscaster, so I'm here to spread the news that news will be coming from PAMAS itself, and whatever that decision, you will hear it from them. So let's look forward. Maybe Monday, where I would like to call a representative from PAMAS and both parties, like the team of Tabamo and Manuel. I would appreciate if both of them will be present to clarify these things to the community. How the image of our community suffered a lot already. Once and for all, let's clarify these things. Make it clear that farmers is not as some people conceive or perceive, but farmers' intention, because any institution, the object is always for the benefits of its members. So only the officials may be not suitable, but you cannot blame them because actually we have to blame ourselves. Why we put these people as the caretaker of our organization? But for now, we have to abide by the ruling of the judge. So, as a good citizens, let's obey and respect the judgment. So the announcement, as I said, I don't know what it is, but we will hear from them because I would like to know. So let them be coming from themselves. So we speculate something else, but we have to know from their mouth. So to go on with the same other topics, we would like to give kudos to those who are doing a good job during this pandemic fundraising. Maybe three or four organizations are doing the same job, but we have to cooperate, respond to the core of these leading people that they have to raise funds because we know it very well that it is really badly needed in our country who are affected with this situation, especially flooding and denuding the place all the time. So because once again, our government is blaming the illegal logging and quarrying that causes flooded. So they will start again the investigation. Just likewise, the warming of the earth, global warming. We know it very well that the government, the people itself is destroying the earth by atomic testing. You know how much destruction when one atomic will be tested in a certain place of the earth. It will offset the balance of the rotations and the, the sequences of the movement of our planet. But we still are doing. Like the game war. The, the game war of every country causes just like the atomic testing because when one bomb will be dropped on the ocean or in the forest, the devastated area will take years and years to recover. But not mining. Mining, after mining, it will take centuries to recover because the place is devastated. Nothing will be produced anymore. Not even the plants and grasses nor trees could grow up there because it's lucky that after firing some official or some volunteers or some person who cares about this, the the government is realizing that our forest has to be taken care of. So that is one topic gone. So we have to do it little by little, and but for us, every season, let us see, I could call now a calamity season, not a typhoon or rainy day season, not the summer season, but the calamity season. So our wise and intelligent community leaders here, they have to make this as a committee, to make a committee that solely to raise funds for the upcoming calamities because it's being already scheduled. So whether we like it or not, we have to be ready. We cannot just pinpoint somebody else to do our job. We Filipinos are heartwarming Filipinos, we're loving and caring. We always practice our bayanihan spirit, the sharing, the loving, and taking care of our neighbors, our families, our kababayans as large. So I salute you for all of that. At least we are concerned, but word of sympathy is not enough. In time of this situation, material things will alleviate the hardship and the cry of hearts and soul that they are in need of material thing in order to survive. The temple of the soul needed nutrition. So please share. I'm calling again and again because it will be the same message. Contribute, help, and share. That way, you would feel comfortable in feeling that I have done my part the best way I can. And you'll be proud. You don't have to be recognized, but feeling better that you have spoken to God, that You take care of the temple of their souls for every Christianity or every soul that we exist on this earth. That is why we have to do our part. Okay. Watching alone and criticizing is not help at all because you're telling them what to do. But what about yourself? Okay, so much so for that. But let's again and again practice our hospitality, our generosity. Of course, the very soul of being a Filipino, the Bayanihan spirit. Let, let us keep it going again and again. I have a breather. So, other organization I would like to mention is that the Pineros Tendog Bicolanos, very commendable job that they the first day of their fundraising they already declared the partial amount raised on that particular day. I would like also to hear from other organizations who made the fundraiser because the donors will be glad at least a little recognition of their contribution to whatever they could do, but they also needed that their donation go straight to the right direction to the recipient that is intended to. We might have our own lessons of the past calamities that we raised on, but what can we do? Past is past, and now we have to be very careful. So let's work together that see to it that our dollar contribution will be received by the right recipient that we are intended to. We cannot just dictate, but let's work together and make these things happen as it is perceived. I have also a question because time and again that we Filipinos here in Montreal are already not the highest number in population, especially here in the Coordination area. But we have a commanding numbers. That's what the politician told us, that we could make or break any politician if we will work together. I think that is a good suggestion that we cannot just be a bystander. We cannot just look and see what's happening in the council, because the council itself, if nobody will knock their heads, they will not notice you. So now, every election year, the subject of racism and discrimination arise. Well, I think that is a good subject. At least they are awakened in every election that this subject is being brought up. But I don't think so because I hear that from our friend politicians that once and again they are urging Filipinos to apply in the municipal job openings, participate in every discussion, every motion that being passed to the council, like the improvement of every district or the pavement of the road or any action concerning the community, any changes that they are the community consultation. We cannot just be watching and just receive the report. We have to participate, discuss with them. I know you are all intelligent people. It is really paramount that you have be a part of the community, not just your person, but your contribution, your knowledge and intelligence. Share it and participate to whatever you could do in the discussion when the community calls for acknowledging your contribution, whatever you contribute during this uh, renewal or any changes that has to be made in our district. Please do that. Just like as a good citizen, we are paying our taxes, but you have to also to vote during election. I know Filipinos is really more or less 90% is participate in the elections because we are love election time because it is being declared holiday, especially in the Philippines, whole day up. While here you are only given 2 hours to vote in during if we're working days, but you have to make time and make a right decision. Unlike other group that only the leaders will decide whom to vote. No, you are an individual. You are not robots that if your leader will say, this is what you have to vote, I think that's not right. You're a person. You have your identity. You are an individual. Make your own decision and see to it that you are voting the right person. So, election time, we have to participate, register, renew your voting capacity. If you move, you have to let the notice where you are moving, giving your address and your identification as required by law. So, practice as a good citizen. Be active, not just a passive, not just a bystander, but part of the leadership and community in a special municipal election and federal election. So, whatever kind of election, join because you cannot just say that so most of us would say, dapat ganito ginawa ninyo. Why ninyo? Are you not part of this community? So, whatever you say, open your mouth and come forward. And if you think they are not doing it right, open your mouth and say this is has to be done this way. So, but you cannot just say they knew. So now you open your mouth and suggest that okay, lead if possible. So participate, extend your arm that it has to be this way, and let us say, and this will be productive for us. That is an harmonious relations of every community. Because we are very active when there is party. We love to talk, we love to criticize, but once and for all, do it in a better way. So for the improvement and the message has to be relayed properly. So it could be productive and applied to the situation what is really needed. And this will our politicians will be listening to us what we need. So everything could be applied because they will not come forward in asking us what we need if we didn't have the fund ready for us. But if we kept silence and let them guess what we need and let them decide what we need, I think we have to correct ourselves. So much so for that. We have something else. The city hall since I arrived here have been asking why there is no Filipino employed or applying for the government jobs when they are most qualified already. Of course, now there are several, but not as what they needed for us. So open up you have all the talents because you have all the physical to do it. You have the body and able that is ready and willing to do the job. The, don't ask me that you tried and you were not entertained. So try and try again. They will get bored and eventually you're in. Like before in early 70s. like the caregiver and the Dr. Lee, like the Dr. Lee, they call it. Actually, that's an orderly. Only Filipinos at that time would like to accept the jobs because we Filipinos has a strong determination. Whatever job, so long as we're paid, we are there. We are not very choosy because we care. We have something else in mind that the job will is suffice to support my family, and I have to send my remittances for my loved ones at home. So we did. But now, orderly, since they found out that a very lucrative jobs, all nationalities is grabbing for it. But still, we are in dominance, and that because we are the first there to accept this job, because any decent job, so long as it's well paid, we accept it because we have to survive and ready to earn the much needed dollars to be sent at home. So we accept it. Actually, the orderly jobs now is very lucrative that almost everybody wants it and secured because of this steady income and the benefits that they receive. I have so many godson and friends who are retired and they have a good benefits received after the retirements. So why not our young kids do the same? Not only as orderly, because I know our young kids here are fluent bilingual and anything else they could accept it and do the job better than anybody else. That I assure you. So much also, but the only thing that we are behind here in Quebec specifically, that we are not interested so much in joining the politics here because of language hindrance. But the young generation are physically fluent in every steps of the language, but they don't have that interest. So we have to explain our kids that in order to survive in any nation, you have to be in the rolling part of this organization. If you are just a follower, you will remain followers and you will just following the dictations of these leaders. But be a leader. That's what the politicians are asking for us. Participate, join the leadership, join the council as to start with. You are all good community leaders. But what about extend your talent to, as a councilors? Please do. Of course, there are some who have attempted to be one, but they failed because we maybe lack of support. But I think those aspirants has to study what they are lacking of. Our support maybe is not enough because we require more than just a candidate. So maybe by getting together and speaking up, we have to find this out in order we us to put our person there as a Filipino councilors. Other cities, yes, they are. They are there very as an MPs or city councilors or provincial councilors. But here in Montreal, so far, no one succeed yet. So let's try together, let's work together and make a unison support so we could at least put because They are asking us at least three Filipinos because of our population. We could do it. Hopefully, we'll do that in the coming elections. So God bless everyone, but on these subjects, we have to do it right. We have to select the right person, but our attitude will be changing because we only support our friends. But for me, as a Filipino, it doesn't matter your friend or not, the mere fact that he's a Filipino, we have to support. Like all our friends, Filipinos or not, but because we they show their interest and care for our kababayans, so we help them because everybody needs somebody. So here we are again. So like this situation, like now, my my showing up to you in front every night from 9 to 10 because some my friends supported me because you are out there to support me like the restaurant Papa owned by my god daughter Norma and friends. So let's support them because this good help to us, not only helping the restaurant, but it is a good help for you who are consumers because your time and efforts and worries of cooking will be elevated to comfort and satisfaction enjoying the hot meal every now and then when you feel like the not cooking at home because but I know you'll not be dependent on restaurant because you love your own cooking too, so be it. So enjoy the cooking of the restaurant when you don't feel like cooking at home, and besides you could suspend the smell of this aroma of bagoong and the toyo when you fried because lucky if you are in a single house, but if you are in a living in a condominium or apartment like me, the whole building will be opening their windows and say hello to you. You are you smell good. What's happened to the building? That is an experience of every Filipino when they fried tuyo in their apartment. So let the restaurant do the cooking. So when you bring the cooked food, you could enjoy the sweet smell and taste of the bagoong and the tuyo every day or any time you want. So that is and God bless that the restaurant. Not only Papa restaurant, there are so many like the Pinoy restaurant or anybody else. Because sooner or later, we have to be an entrepreneur establishment. You don't have to start big because the mentality of the Filipinos, once they open a small establishment, they have already 5 or 4 helpers. Because like my nephew, they want to put a small sari-sari store. So I gave him a small capital. After opening the store, he hired 5 helpers already. Your capital is not even enough to pay your helpers, but because they think they are the big establishment and they are only a capitalist. So they don't want to make their hands dirty. But I'm sure we here, OFW, are ready and willing anytime because we come here and ready to face hardships and trials that we have to do in order to survive. So hopefully, every entrepreneurship of the Filipinos will survive. God bless you, everyone. So we start moving because here in a foreign land, we could be cooperating each other, but you have to lead, you have to help yourself and be the experience-wise, you have that talent. Everybody got a talents. So make use of it, that the opportunity that gave you. The banks and the government could be ready and willing to lend if you are opening a business. So you don't know how, ask the right person. If you don't know anybody, ask among our community leaders. They are well equipped already and know knowledge. Like, for example, employment. There is a Svetlana who could have good referrals to you, because so much vacancy here that's not being filled up. So good. That has to be filled up by you, Filipinos, because you are all bodied and able and willing in hardship and willing to work, so long as the pay is good. There's a flashing here, Balu. Thank you for showing up, but I would like to, if you could come forward and participate, because I needed somebody to argue and argue. I need somebody to tell me this is what I'm wrong with it, because by the fluency of my speeches is not so nice, but I welcome anybody who would make the correction or make or to support or make a standby or alternating. I needed that, because talking straight, you have seen some talk shows at the TV. There are so many callers, so to make the show more interesting, or any suggestions, correction, or addition and deletion. So that is how we learn from each other. So much so of the subjects, we have to come back sometimes, and because we learn only from our past. The future has to be studied and applied, but what you have learned is from the past. So I learned from the past that with all the hardship that we have done, we were able to develop recognition and admiration for our employees, that we have been dealing for the first 3 decades, from the 50s, 70s, and 80s. So after that, we are recognized as the most reliable labor and help for the establishment they have for it. Now I will be asking for a break, and thank God that there will be sponsors, and to have you refresh your mind, not just listening to my stammering speeches, but refresh your now, have a walk and have a drink. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Trisunfilm. Please subscribe and share. For Filipino delicacies, call Pinoy Pansitan and order now at 438-386-7999. For your computer problems, call 514-560-0398.
Okay, that was quite refreshing. At least give me a little breather. So that kept me alive again. So what subject you have? Like those Filipinos that I met sometimes, that they said they will participate. Like Dick the Hero, why he didn't come back again? In fact, I even asked Sini Karobi, the publisher of the Filipino Star now, that she has something to announce or give to the community, or an inspirational suggestions. But I think, why they are so shy? In fact, okay, I will see to it that Monday, both parties will be present to air their views, because in any subject, delicate subjects like that, it has to be on both sides to be heard. Because one side alone, you could call it bias, but you have these two parties present so that uh, here and there, they could answer because if you have to wait for another week, it might twist the situation. So I appreciate Jonathan's suggestion that if not tonight, it should be Monday night. So I could uh, invite the both parties to air their views. Why is this happening to our community? Why we have to go to court? Do we have that money to give to sustain the lawyer? Does it make us does it prove us that we are also stubborn and our only ways has to be the right way? Let's not think twice. Let's respect one another. Going to the lawyer is just downgrading ourselves. What only proves you is that you have money to give to the lawyers. Because who is the winner and the lawyer? Of course, the lawyers. Both of you are losers because you lose your dignity, you lose your face to the community that you cannot respect your fellow Filipino. Because here, what we are here are supposed to be the model of the community, but each one of you are destroying each other. You are destroying each other, and most of all, you destroy the institution of farmers. Why it has come to that situation? Of course, you want to serve. Nobody is stopping you, but you don't have to be a president of an institution in order to help. I could name so many persons here doing a good community service, not a president of a certain organization, but they do it in their own way. So please, politicking is our menu all the time, but let's do it slowly, do it moderately, because you love politics, and so do all the communities. But do it slowly, so long as we don't destroy the name of our institution. Be respectable to fellow Filipinos. So this is only my advice, because we old-timers work hard to obtain that building. I'm telling you, now and then, Mrs. Norma Villarosa started by the mere $500. And the consequence of all incoming president from her term, we obtained and accumulated right amount to buy that building. Now that building is ours, fully paid. That's why we could say again, we are the only community center building built by Filipino members. Okay, you could give credit to the presidents who made a bigger turnover. But since 1990, the downfall of the institutions, I cannot tell you why and who made, but please be vigilant as a members. That's why these officers, the caretakers, I call it, are so reluctant and abusive, because the member itself didn't even double check that you call farmers building as your own. Because if you care, if you consider farmers is your own, so you have to vigilant from these officers, from these caretakers, that you see to it that everything goes right according to to its constitution and bylaws that has to serve the community, and the money donated by the politicians and some other institutions has to be in the right direction where has to be spent rightly. So I have been talking here for I don't know since I was not president of the organization. I always look forward to that. Has to be looking in and out or looking outside, but to my dismay, it's nothing happening in accordance with our uh, guidance 50 years ago, or maybe says, I could say 30 years ago. Please consider that it is a symbol of our community Filipinos here in Montreal. So, so the past is past. So we have to learn more. And you people listening to this, and if you think you are a Filipino, it doesn't matter what provincial organization you belong, because all in all, you are Filipinos, because Filipinos is identified and famous. Other nationalities will not call you as a Kapampangan or Ilocano or whatever, the Bisaya. They call you Filipinos. When speaking of Filipinos, you are infamous. So let's protect that. We officers, the old-timers, we really care for this. We see to it that what we have strayed and burn our hearts and soul in order to raise this fund, in order to accumulate the right amount to make a down payment for that duplex in Banhorn. But please cooperate. Maintain it rightly. I hope every election, the membership has to be rightly deposited to FAMA's account, because I don't know exactly that a certain amount from one president was the turnover, and it was deposited, but not in FAMA's. Was it for somebody who knows about it? Please stand up and make it clear to the community. I hope I'm not hurting anybody, because that's not my intention. I'm just making an awareness that to awaken the membership, because if the member itself is neglectable, doesn't mind at all what's happening there, the caretakers could think twice that if you don't care, why should I not take advantage of it? So please, let's work together. Let's work together. We have to leave a legacy that this is our community center. A legacy that make us Filipinos, that represent to the government, that we could also make a name for ourselves, not just a dependent all the time. We just need a handout, not in the minds of our early leaders who started this idea. We just want to be dependent, that we want to be that center of the Filipinos, that every needs to the best of your ability of our membership will be helping one another in times of need and care. Especially caring, because not everybody is getting younger. As days goes by, we are nearing to our hole or the deathbed. So, but that's life. You have to accept it. You don't have to be worried so much about life, because all you have to do, enjoy the moment, because tomorrow is another day. So, whatever happens tomorrow, God's will take care of that. So, your day is today, and tomorrow is another day. So, thank God that we have that saying, and be thankful that having good health is a number one gift to God. Christmas is a season of greetings and thanksgiving and enjoyment, because the very first day of your enjoyment, when you wake up healthy and strong and breathing freely and health, your health being the temple of your soul has to be taken care of. They need nutrition, but most of all, never abuse your body. Know your limits, know your capacity, because not because you have to show up because you are strong today. Don't abuse it. Your health is not forever. Any moment from day in, day out, you will just be decayed. Not even metals, like the car, they need maintenance, they need care, they need repair. So, much more of our body. So, I don't have much topic about community because I could take against like racism and discrimination, but that was to personal because racism is guaranteed by democracy and discrimination, because you could do discrimination without opening your mouth by neglecting your to a persons, because racism could come in any form in discrimination. Like for example, choosing say, a friend or choosing uh, a clothing. Discrimination always applied because why you like this person, not this one? Why cannot just say anybody or just anything? But you have a choice. So choice is racism, is discrimination. Because you have your choice. Well, why you have to eat banana when you could eat apple? Because you have your own choice. So much for that, because that's a very ambiguous subject. So the politician has to take advantage of this subjects once in a while in order to catch the attention. Oh, I am discriminated. So maybe if I will stick to this politician, I'll be all right. Because that subject only arises when comes election. Because that subject will persist again and again. For centuries, America is the number one racist. Was that eradicated? It's your own observation and judgment. That is just a question. A breather for now, but if you like to have another support from your advertisers, I will be glad to, because I need breathing. Because I've been as young as 87 years old. No, it's not surprising that I'm getting tired. So, please do. Put this your advertisement again. Where are you, Jonathan? Where is okay, you want me to keep talking? Okay. As a volunteer here in Montreal, since the beginning, I really work hard for the community. Not as known as the lucrative leader, because I'm working nobody, when in fact, I am the wage earner, a minimum wage earner, which I survive. And luckily, that keeps me healthy because I have to work hard in order to receive a minimum pay. If I will tell you that in 1970s, and when I arrived here, I am receiving a weekly salary of $75 a week. But I survived. Half of that goes directly to my dependents in the Philippines, like my mother. Because no matter what. Even my whole life, I have to send to my mother if it is needed. But luckily, I'm earning a minimum wage, and because any amount received from their son working here is a million other feeling, and it is a good relief that you are appreciated and your hard-earned dollar is well spent and appreciated. Thank God for that, because you don't have to give a million if your money come from illegal things, but a hard-earned labor money is much value than that of million in any illegal way. So let's you be honest, work diligently, work as a good citizens, receive your normal wages, even a minimum. Yeah, speaking of minimum, in the eyes of the common laborer, minimum is a good start. But on the eyes of the establishments and the employer think minimum is a maximum, because minimum is just starting, supposed to be a salary. But to the employer, if you are receiving $1 a day, that is already the maximum. So until such time that the government will say that you have to go, do better than that. So little by little, we are gaining. And as for me, as a senior citizen, I don't have to be asking for more, because I I live simple. One meal a day, buy my clothes on the Dollarama and the second-hand store. I could eat fish and a loaf of bread is good for me. I eat salad. It's more healthier. So far, nobody could be as healthy as I am. I know there are some, but not everybody. So because I know all my constituents almost gone, and very seldom, maybe a few or two or three as around in my vicinity who were present in the early 70s. So, but so much so that is God-given feature and individual. Because if I am strong, don't ask me why, because I take care of myself, and it's not me who make me survive, because it's God's blessing that I have. Maybe I still have a good mission to finish, that I have to be staying alive and stronger. Maybe, maybe this is one good reason. Maybe God wants me to irritate you listening to my stammering speeches and no nonsense subjects. But I still have to thank Him, because without Him, I will not be here in front of you. So help me and help God and help everybody. Let us share. Don't forget, sharing is the most comfortable gift that we could get to now. So, how about my godsons and daughters in New Jersey, in Germany, and especially in Guam? This is will be really sick. I need your reaction in comments tomorrow. I have to read that on your email. I know every night when I talk, I will be flooded with comments, good comments. But I'm asking you, participate, join me. So, like everybody here, I know they are good talkers. They have good subjects. They have open up, come out, despise me, make a contradiction, make a correction. I will highly appreciate that. But first of all, and most of all, I will be thanking God that we are here, and I was able to survive in the last 2 weeks. Hopefully, more days will become, God willing, health and talent, and any subjects that you would like to contribute for me to speak. So for now, thank God we are alive. And maraming salamat everybody. Good night, good evening, and good morning. See you again on Monday. Please participate, talk to me, respond, whatever it is, so that it shows that you are listening. Thank you very much and good night at maraming salamat. Good evening and mabuhay mga kababayan. Long live Philippines.